I found this recipe for white chocolate raspberry coffee. So it's actually like a frozen blended coffee drink. So it does have the espresso caffeine, and then it has like that, I don't know about you, but that white chocolate raspberry or white chocolate strawberry combination is one of my absolute favorites.
That is good.
And this is like all of the best favorite flavors all together, the coffee and then the white chocolate raspberry, and it's just so fun. So I just thought this would be fun, quick summer non-cooking recipe. So to start with, we're actually going to start with our shot of espresso, of course, because this is a coffee drink. And I have a favorite new coffee machine. So I had never actually thought I needed a single serve coffee machine, but Pampered Chef actually came out with one last year because they're so good about keeping up with trends, and people are wanting those in-home coffee drinks at home. So Pampered Chef developed this coffee machine, and what's really cool is you can use the ready-to-go K-Cup pods, and those can even be like, even if you don't like coffee, there's tea or hot chocolate. Or you can use your own ground coffee too. So the frugal in me loves that you don't have to buy the convenience pods. You can use your own ground coffee. But then it's even more versatile.
The piggy in me appreciates that.
The pig.
You know, to be able to choose the coffee that you
Exactly.
want.
Yeah. Instead of just whatever's out there, if you have a favorite blend, you can use that.
Yeah.
And I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. So you can do the little instant espresso or the ground espresso that, like you were saying, you can pick your own favorite ground. But there was one point I was thinking of spending the $800 on a espresso machine and a coffee grinder, but this one is a smart machine. You don't have to think about anything. Like espresso can be finicky. It has to be perfect pressure and grind. This you just throw in the pod and it does everything for you. So you can have all those fancy coffee drinks right at home. So picture like it's a nasty cold morning and you don't want to leave the house, or you're sitting by your pool and you don't want to leave your house, and you can just do this all right at home. And then there's actually an additional insert that you can do your own ground coffee. So espresso or coffee. Espresso is really strong, and then you can do your own ground espresso if you want, and then you can use K-Cup pods for coffee or tea, and then if you want to do your own ground coffee, you can do that. So this actually won like a product development award by the company just because of its innovation. So I'm going to use, just for convenience tonight, the ready-made espresso pods. So these are the Nespresso pods. They're just pretty little. And this is what's fun, is your little different inserts for the different types of coffee you're doing. You can just store in the side here. There's a secret little storage compartment here. So you can store 2 in there. So this is how easy it is to make a shot of espresso. You just take this pod, push it down in here, and make sure your lever's up. And the machine knows what insert you're using. So this knows I'm doing espresso, and it just asks me to choose, do I want 2 ounce strong shot, 4 ounce, or 6 ounce? So I usually go middle of the road, 4 ounce. And this is, sometimes when you get a new electric, it can be a little intimidating to figure it out. This is so crazy easy, like straight out of the box. You just use the up and down button to choose your size, and I have it on 4 ounces, so I'll leave that. And then there's this option, if you like your coffee or espresso extra bold, there's a little plus sign. You just hit that, which I pretty much just automatically, I pretty much just always automatically do it. And then this drip tray is cool because depending if you're doing a little glass or a mug, or even if you're doing the tall travel mugs, they'll fit in here. So I'm gonna do favorite pretty mug from Mom and just hit start. So this will be the base of our coffee drink that we're gonna make. just looks so rich. And that's the other thing. I didn't think I would need
espresso doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, I didn't think I would need a single serve machine just because I drink like 3 cups of coffee. But what I didn't realize is how it's like instant. This takes like a minute to get out a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And it's so pretty, you can see the layers. And really, when you're getting
accomplish those layers.
When you're getting your next cup of coffee, it's nice to have a fresh new cup of coffee instead of one that's been sitting there. Little things you didn't really realize till you have a machine like this. Okay, so I'm gonna set this aside just for a second. And then the other thing that's really nice about this is the water reservoir is so easy to just refill if you need to. It's not like in the back, and you can just easily see how much you have there. So I'm gonna set this coffee machine aside for the moment, and I'm gonna get out the blender because we're gonna make this is gonna be a frozen blended drink. Set this guy aside here. Okay, so then one of my personal favorite electric kitchen tools is the Deluxe Cooking Blender. And we're just gonna use it like a basic blender today, but this blender is like, I could literally write a book on it, which I actually did, kidding, not kidding. So this blender is the one that if you're really conscious of ingredients of your food, like if you're a label reader, this is something where you can make your own soups that are, instead of buying the canned ones, you can literally make your own ground nut butters. So basically a high-powered blender can do things that other things can't. So even just if you're making your smoothies, you can throw in like kale or broccoli and it gets so silky smooth you don't even know you're eating that, so you can fool yourself or your kids. And then there's even a couple settings on here that are like exclusive settings. You can throw in fruit and make your own jam in here. This blender cooks your jam without scorching it. And then there's even a setting for delicate sauces. So you can do those egg or dairy-based sauces that scorch really easily. It's so smart. It knows how to make them for you. So this is an entire, like, I'm in love with the blender. But we're just gonna use it. You can also use it just as a blender on custom settings. So that's what we're doing today, is we're just throwing our ingredients in here. And we're going to just make our frozen blended drink right in here. So I actually did cool down my earlier shot of espresso, so I'll grab that and my ice out of the freezer. I'm grabbing my milk, heavy cream for later. A little ice and frozen berries. So from here, we're just throwing our ingredients in the blender for our drink. So this is our 4-ounce shot of espresso that's cooled a little bit. And I like to add the white chocolate chips right in here, because I feel like that coffee might melt them a little bit. So this is a 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips. So this is actually the 1 cup prep bowls. I love to have these around. They have lids. You always have little bits of things, so they're so handy. So 1/4 cup of white chocolate chips. Those are regular ones, but I did want to tell you, if you do need the sugar free or would like to get some less sugar, there's a brand of chocolate chips I found that's sugar-free and they taste incredible. It's Lily's brand. So I'll try to remember to send that with the recipe when I send that to you guys. So white chocolate chips and then raspberries. So this is frozen raspberries. I actually just found these at Walmart, and it's just a half a cup of frozen raspberries. And those are good to have around. You can use them in your smoothies too. And then just a half a cup of ice cubes. It's not too many, like 6 ice cubes. And then milk. So depending what your milk preference is, whole milk's always good in these drinks, but I actually have a favorite coconut milk. Do you want me to show you the container that I use for my favorite coconut milk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
So this is the one I use in my smoothies in the morning because I feel like doing non-dairy milk sometimes just kind of gives your gut a rest. So I like to do the non-dairy, and I feel like coconut's kind of the most neutral because there can be issues. I feel like oat milk could be a little, I don't know, is that heavy on carbs? And then almond milk there can be issues with. So coconut milk is my go-to. So it was just the 1/4 cup of milk, or your milk of choice. And that's it. So we're just going to custom blend this. I'm just reading through, making sure I have everything. I have the coffee, raspberries, ice, milk, and white chocolate. Okay, so we're gonna flip this on, and we're gonna do just a custom speed 3, just for like 30 seconds. Okay, I think we're good. And while I have this here, I'll pour this in 1 sec. I wanted to show you another option. If you have this blender, you can actually get this adapter that's the smoothie cup adapter. So a lot of times you're kind of just on the go in the mornings and you just want to make your smoothie. You actually don't have to use the blender pitcher. You can set on this adapter, bottom, and then just like we did with all our ingredients, you would pour them into the smoothie cup like this, and then you screw on the blender base to the cup like this, and then that goes in here, and then you do just like you would normally with the blender. There's even a smoothie setting just for 1 minute. And then what's really cool, you can take that, unscrew the blender base, and there's a to-go lid that you can just put in here. And then
That is a great feature.
I know.
Appliance.
There's a straw with it. So then you can just have your smoothie on the go, which is so practical if if you're taking that with you, and you don't have to use like an extra cup or pour it. It's
Right.
just all right there. So that's what I've been using for my smoothies. Okay, so I'll set this aside, and we're not going to stop there with our frozen blended drinks. So we'll go ahead and pour this. I wish you were here with me so we could do a cheers with 2.
I know.
It's such a pretty color too. It's that raspberry color.
Oh, it looks delicious.
Okay. And we're not done. So we want this to be just like the coffee house drinks. So we're gonna make our own whipped cream. And I want to show you how easy it is. So this is a whipped cream maker. The bottom does screw off. And this is how easy this is to make your own whipped cream. So if you can see it, there's a little line on here. That's where you pour the heavy cream to. And it does have to be heavy whipping cream. I don't think there's any alternatives for this to make your whipped cream. And I'm using the 1 cup. And this is that Measure All cup that you can do liquids or solids in. It's the one that is great for pushing out peanut butter or mayonnaise. Okay, so your heavy cream, and then just to flavor this a little, a tablespoon of powdered sugar. I love these measuring spoons because if you need to, they'll set on the counter for you like that. And then a teaspoon of vanilla. So this is, I know this is your favorite, Mom. I'm gonna do, this is the double strength vanilla, so I'm gonna take that literally and just use half teaspoon, and I know we're good with that. Because they're not kidding with double strength. And then, okay, so with a whipped cream maker, I can't wait for you to see this. So you can see it's kind of like a whisk. So you just screw that on. There is a little vent hole up here you need to make sure that is plugged. And then you just pump this handle, sorry if I'm shaking you, until it gets kind of stiff. It shouldn't take more than maybe like 45 seconds. Give this a few seconds and then I'm gonna test it. This is perfect to have the kids do too.
Yeah.
So this, I can feel it's getting pretty stiff, so let's check it, see where we're at. Yeah, this is pretty stiff. I'm going to give it just a few more pumps so you can kind of see it's running just a little. I think that just made my mouth water. Because you're so tempted to just take a little lick.
I know.
Okay, now it feels really stiff, so let's take a peek. Yeah, I can tell just by looking at it that's really stiff. Okay, so this whipped cream maker, Pampered Chef has had out for a few years, but they redesigned it with this new feature. So what you can do is you pop your little vent hole and take out like the whisk part. Oh no, I'm gonna get whipped cream everywhere. But there's this little silicone bottom and you just, hope you can see that, pop that on like that, so then that's sealed. Don't watch. And then you go back down, back on, and then you unscrew the bottom. That's why that bottom screws off. And there's this decorative piping tip. You screw that on. Okay, now we're ready to go. So take your drink. Hopefully, if I have the air pockets out right. There we go. You know how much better than the canned stuff this is?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that pretty?
That stuff is mouth-watering.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Okay. And then, of course, we can't even stop there. We have to do some sprinkles. This just screams summertime.
When I first saw that recipe, I did not realize that was going to be iced.
Yeah, yeah, white chocolate. Yeah, I guess it doesn't say iced. It's a frozen summer treat. And then you'll appreciate this, Mom. We can't stop here. We have to make it look pretty. So
Oh.
little paper umbrella. Here we go.
A little tropical paradise.
Cheers.
Oh, that's amazing. Coffee cheers.
I feel like I'm gonna get this all over my nose. I think I need a straw to taste this.
Yeah, probably.
Let's try it.
I'm missing out not being there.
I know. Oh my gosh. That, I think I have a whipped cream mustache. That raspberry flavor. It's like this burst of raspberry, and then the white chocolate is like this dreamy combination. Oh my gosh,
That's
you have to.
truly a dessert drink.
It is, yeah. So it's like it'll rev you up with caffeine and satisfy your sweet tooth too.
A package deal.
Yeah. So this was actually an exclusive recipe. It's not even on the Pampered Chef website, so I'll email it to you so you have that.
Oh yeah.
And real quick, I wanted to show you, there's a few really fun things going on in June, actually. You've probably seen the Snackle Box theme, and Pampered Chef came out with this. This is like the Yeti of Snackle Boxes. So it's obviously the food safe plastic. It's real durable and it clips on, so it's real sturdy. And it has different inserts that you can kind of switch around. But the best feature of this Snackle Box is these chilling inserts. So you keep these in the freezer, and then think about all the little different themes you could do, like charcuterie, or even like protein, like egg and boiled cheese, and or little pickle roll-ups.
The little fruit pizzas where it hit too.
Oh yeah, you could do a little theme where you do different fruits in here and like that cream cheese spread, and then have like little cookies or crackers. So there's so many. I even saw somebody make like a cute little mini champagne bottles and do a date night Snackle Box. Like how fun would that be? Take it out on the patio or on a picnic. So the Snackle Box is on sale in June. There's several things on sale in June, but the Snackle Box is one of them. And there was another couple favorites of mine on sale. The ice cream scoop is on sale. That's an all-time favorite. Oh, and the burger and slider press. If you haven't seen that, I'll send you this flyer, but if you're doing a lot of pressing out your own little burgers, it's really handy to have. And then several grilling tools. So I will send you this flyer in the email. Oh, and then the other thing, if you fell in love with like a couple big things, there is a way to get it at 60% off. So you probably know by hosting, if you share a catalog and collect some orders from your friends, you can earn some really good discounts. And if you just collect $200 in orders, you can get any item at 60% off. So think about like that coffee machine, you could get it 60% off, or the blender. So that's my favorite way to do that. And then the other fun thing in June is if you have a party where you have $650 in sales, and that's kind of like an average party if you have 10 orders or so, you get double free product amount if you have a $650 party in June. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you have
a great perk.
Yeah, it's huge. That's like, if you do $650 in sales, which is like an average party, you get $230 in free products and a 60% off item on top of that. So
that's really good.
Yeah. So if you have a big wish list, that's the way to go.